Alright boys, so Friday's here. Oh, Miss Scream is here. It is officially back. I'm buzzing. I hope you are too. But EA Sports, have they delivered the good with the evolutions, man? I'm looking at the big fella. I like the name. And transform your CDM into an extraordinary box crasher with this Evo. Just like the iconic big-haired Belgian powerhouse. Now, a few names come to mind there. And hopefully a player we might see back on the game. Fellaini had an Ultimate Scream card way back in the day, and this evolution is themed around him, which is fantastic. And was the big fella Fellaini's nickname? Very, very possible. But it's a +5 overall, 84 max, which is great. CDM evolution, and it only gives a +1 overall. And considering the boost we get here, mate, it's an absolute W. The fact that it doesn't boost the overall any higher. For the best place to buy FC26 coins, look no further than MMOEXP.com. And when you're at checkout, do not forget to use my code Morsey to save yourself 8% off your entire order. Link in the description. Now, the reason I'm not on console for this right now, we're already on foot.gg, is because I'm actually evolving a player right now as we speak, ready for a review later today. I'll disclose who that is at some point. But let me know your thoughts early doors on this evolution, boys. And let's see what we get then. So it's a +5 in the passing and the pace. Fantastic. So they're the only out and out attribute or face stat attributes to get boosted here. Up to 4-star weak foot and a massive selection of boosted stats throughout. Heading, sliding tackle, stand tackle, and the actual caps are somewhat okay. We're looking at mid-80s up to high 80s for the jump in, as well as getting box crasher ++, which I like. I'm a fan of having ++ box crasher in every formation I've been using at the moment. Deep line playmaker plus and holding plus also gets added, as well as bruiser. So on paper, it probably is the biggest Evo we've had so far. It is paid though. 25k or 300 FC points is the price for this evolution, and it is the first max 84. So fingers crossed this is somewhat of a trendsetter for Evos in the future. Koke not being the best real example here. But if we head over to trending players first, then we're not going to mess about, boys, okay? We're not messing about. The man that I will be evolving and hopefully reviewing tonight, if all goes to plan, is Camavinga. Now take a look at this card. I need to remember to keep moving this across, boys, because some reason it cuts out here. Technical, jockey, block and bruiser playstyle on Camavinga. Fantastic stuff. We got the dribbling, we got defending, we got physicality, the passing, as well as the pace looking brilliant. And I've also actually put this man into the Tiki-Taka Plus beforehand, just to get a boost in order to the playstyle plus there, making him even better. And there are chain potentials, but I'm not too sure if you're gaining too much for it. I think it's just exactly the same as putting him as a one and done into the big fella here. But he looks fantastic. Let's not get it twisted. And with how good his gold is, I've got no doubts this version is going to be fantastic. As I said, review will be tonight. Let's have a look at some of these trending options though. Zigiotti here. It's a decent boost. I think chemistry is a bit tough unless you're looking at like Zlatan maybe, or potentially BWSL cards. But she looks like she could be fun. James Ward-Prowse, an interesting one because it's a massive boost to the defending and the physicality, which are the two stats he's lacking, as well as speed. We go up to 80 pace. He's already got the dead ball plus on the card as well. He looks really solid. The 4-star weak foot, interesting alternative positions as well. And he gets the bruiser. If you've got Ward-Prowse already in your team or you're looking to get him in, this is definitely a really good Evo for it, man. It's a very, very big boost to the card like this, which is what we like here. Lima, no nonsense out and out defensive card here. Could play left back, CDM, centre mid and right back. Versatile as it gets. And the boost to the defending and physicality is pretty crazy. I do wonder if we can start making some pretty mammoth chains. Doesn't look like as much of a difference from this card to this card though. So this will be the play for me. 100%. Now this was the card that was leaked with this evolution. It's Paredes. Now Ice Veins I believe boost the composure and reaction, so could be helpful. It's always best to double check you can't chain the odd Evo before committing to the big evolution like the big fella here. But on paper, sure bro. Sure, chemistry's a little bit tough now. You do get a massive boost to the physical. +7, +4 to defending. Speed goes up as well. Already got the 4-star, 4-star. Paredes looks crazy nice, man. Oh, we got Aerial Fortress, Power Shot, Tiki-Taka and Bruiser when it comes to the base playstyles. Yeah, he looks fantastic, mate. It's just the chemistry is where you're really going to struggle with that card, which is a bit of a pain. Weston McKennie. Wow, okay, it's a bit of a chain here. Interesting. Midfield spark into this one. If you're a fan of Juve or Weston McKennie in particular, he tends to always get some sort of like crazy chains early game. We've done Evo videos for a few years now, and this man is always an early game phenom when it comes to them. And this McKennie card looks fantastic. No doubts about it. Zakaria, I believe he already had Yeah, his physicals are already good, but you are getting a nice boost to the defending. Apart from that, I feel like he's lacking a little bit across the board, but hey, good club chemistry links to a Paul Pogba if you are going that route of the SBC, which you've already reviewed on the channel, by the way. What a card. Goretzka in the Hullet gang. Sure thing, mate. If you're a fan of his flashback, I believe this might be a bit better on paper. Could be a decent option. Maybe you missed out on the flashback and you want to get a card for Goretzka done. Rodrigo de Paul, not a bad little card as well. If you can't get Busquets, maybe a nice way to get Messi in on full chem. And you're getting a pretty big boost to, of course, the defending, the physicality, and the speed on this card. And the 4-star weak foot can't be overlooked, boys. Now, I'm surprised this man isn't higher up, because in my opinion, I think this card's pretty crazy. Tchouameni's gold card is still usable. The price, by the way, is not too much of an inflation. Not a lot of these cards have gone extinct. So majority of the cards I talk about, you should be able to do yourself here. The physicals, the defending, looks brilliant. Now, he's not the quickest on the ball, but that's fine. Look at the base playstyles. Aerial Fortress, Precision Header, Jockey, Intercept, Anticipate, Bruiser, and Relentless. It's a shame you can't give him Tiki-Taka Playstyle Plus, like I'm doing with Camavinga, because that would be ridiculous, man. The card itself, though, with those playstyles, I've got zero doubts he's going to be one of the best options for sure. And like on paper, he looks really solid and always outperforms the stats. I think he's going to be great. It's an absolute no-nonsense brute force in the midfield. Lucas Torreira as well, sure, man. Modric, Sugita here, also in the Hullet gang, 4-star, 5-star. Like players like this, you can't overlook them, right? Because they could be crazy, crazy good in game. Like once again, if you look at the base playstyles, the dribbling stats, that she looks pretty solid. Chemistry could be a bit difficult unless you've got NWSL options, but there's a lot of really good cards in this, which we definitely need to highlight today. Hands down Camavinga being my favourite though, and I think what we're going to do real quick, bro, even this man, like, just casual Hullet gang cards floating all over the place. Frank Kessie, hold up. Let's take a step back here. Let's have a little look. I've got a Felix Nemeka Evo on the RTG if you've been watching that series, and he's ridiculous. And now we can cook up, I'm pretty certain mine should fit this actually, that's a good shout. But the big fella in Felix Nemeka, for sure, mate. I think he looks really tidy there. Kefren Turam as well. It's a bit of a mammoth chain, but I'm assuming you can get a somewhat similar looking card without all these Evos. Maybe as a one and done, you might be able to potentially do something here. But once again, he looks good. You cannot complain with a Turam in the Hullet gang stats. Frank Kessie looks stacked. Now, if players like Benzema come out, I'm not too sure if he's available yet or if he's still leaked to be dropping, and he's easily attainable, this Kessie card is a link up. Because look at the stats. That's one of the craziest looking centre mid CDMs, centre backs I've seen on the game so far. Honestly, 88 physicality. What playstyles do we have? Power shot, long ball, ticky, press, proven, relentless. Okay, so it's not the best when it comes to the playstyles. I think he actually doesn't get the bruiser that the big fella would give, which is a bit of a pain. Tell you, if I hide combinations real quick, let's have a little browse at these one and dones, because we should be able to see players like, yeah, Nemeka, Turam. So it's just the shooting that gets let down realistically when it comes to chain potential here. Loftus-Cheek as well, Guendouzi, all your familiar faces fit into this, as well as some of the newer promo cards like Angel Gomez. This guy gets a pretty big boost across the board, and he's meta in this game. I actually quite like him. You could chain it, of course, if you want to with Ice Veins, boost maybe a bit of the dribbling there. But still, a really solid boost for a card that's just come out. And EA were big fans of doing stuff like this last year, where they would release 83, 84 rated, lower rated promos that would all fit the upcoming evolutions. Nagbe, for example, another similar kind of story. I think it's a decent Evo, boys. 25k, maybe a little bit premium, but for the most part, looking at some of these boosts here, it looks pretty well worth it. Let's go to Footbin, quickly double check. We aren't missing anyone. No surprise, that is a Camavinga trending. Of course, Paul Pogba in there as well. Not too many Evo cards trending, apart from Tchouameni, and then of course Camavinga. Pogba, weirdly, he does go into this, doesn't he? Yeah, but it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near the level of the SBC. But if you're on a serious budget, you could consider it potentially. Andre Santos, I'm assuming a nice little chain with midfield spark. It's a really good looking card actually. Like the defending, the physicality, you can create some really usable, solid options here. And if you still got Tiki-Taka Playstyle Plus, make sure to be applying it to this man beforehand, just to get that Playstyle Plus. And Tiki this year is really effective. And the majority of these we have covered. Endo actually goes into it. Wow, this man, unbelievable on the RTG this year. And I like it as well, man. Looks really good with the defending, the physicality. Hey, I think this is a pretty W evolution, boys. Let me know your thoughts down below as always, though. And if you've got a player you've got your eye on, you want to go into this. As I said, I'll try and get a Camavinga review done today, if not tomorrow. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday, lads. Catch you later. Take it easy, all right?